This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Good to be back with you. This is Ham Talk Live, episode number 285, Orlando Hamcation 2022 preview and awards. And we're recording this live on Thursday, January 6th, 2022. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight we're joined by Michael Cauley, W4ORL, and Mike Banigan, KJ4UDO, and we will take your calls live a little later in the show. Hope you had a great holiday season. I took a couple of weeks off. I'd planned on one, but it ended up being two for some family celebrations, but good to be back, and we've got some guests lined up for you in the coming week, so don't forget you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube, or you can catch the rebroadcast of Ham Talk Live Saturday afternoons on WTWW. That's 5085 on your AM dial. And they usually run that about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you have some questions about Hamcation and the 2022 Carole Perry Educator of the Year Award, we'll take your calls later on in the show. If you're listening to us live on Thursday night, you'll have a chance to call us during the second half of the show. I'll give you the phone number so you can have it ready to go for when that time gets here. It is 859-982-7373. We'll give that number out again several times again before it's time to call. But again, 859-982-7373. You can also tweet us, of course. It's at Ham Talk Live on Twitter. And if you're on Spreaker, you can type in the comments, and we'll see that as well. So I'll be back with Mike and Mike after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
Is this getting serious?
I think so.
Well, how do you feel about it? Just imagine if you hadn't run out of PL259s.
Just imagine if your connectors weren't from Tower Electronics.
Consider the sophisticated quality of connectors from Tower Electronics. Their silver-plated in connectors are so good, they've even been used on the International Space Station.
I'm not so sure why I ever used any other PL259s.
Mine are better. Besides, you deserve the best. You know I love you.
Don't be caught without PL259s. Visit Tower Electronics at a Hamfest near you, or visit them online anytime at pl-259.com or call 920-435-2973. They also have ham sticks, mobile antennas, and meters, too. See the whole catalog. Go to pl-259.com. Tower Electronics, the ham's dime store since 1978.
We're not sure what's up with the fifth dentist, but 4 out of 5 dentists recommend listening to Ham Talk Live.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. Tower Electronics will be in Orlando this weekend at Jack Fest, January 8th. That's at the South Conway Road Baptist Church. January 21 and 22, they'll be in Fort Myers, Florida. January 29th, Arcadia, Florida. And then they'll be at Hamcation, of course, which is February 11th, 12th, and 13th that we'll be talking about here in a little bit. But you can visit them anytime at pl-259.com. Tonight, Michael Cauley, W4ORL, and Mike Banigan, KJ4UDO, join us on the Orlando Amateur Radio Club and Hamcation Zoom line. And Michael is the chairman of the Orlando Hamcation. He's served 7 years as a tailgate chairman, 6 years as IT chairman, and a year in finance. And of course, Hamcation is sponsored by the Orlando Amateur Radio Club. And also with us tonight, Mike Banigan, KJ4UDO. He is the awards chairman of the Orlando Hamcation. He's an engineer and program manager at Lockheed Martin. So we're glad to have Mike and Mike back with us, even though it's not ESPN. So good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Evening.
Well, it's almost here. I know I've been busy trying to get things ready to go. Got my flight scheduled, got the hotel room scheduled, got the tickets ordered, and just trying to get ready for the big celebration down at Orlando here next month. And really excited to finally get there. So Michael, what's the latest about Hamcation?
A lot of stuff's going on right now.
And there you have it. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Nah, sorry, I got a feedback of myself.
Oh, hang on. Let me take care of that. There you go.
All right. Yeah, that's better. It's kind of weird hearing myself 2 seconds after I said something. All right. Hamcation has a lot going on. It's been really busy. Some of the new things this year, ICOM has actually become a platinum sponsor again, like they did for our virtual event. They are actually sponsoring picnic tables and umbrellas. So we'll have some picnic tables set around Hamcation in the food area with nice bright red ICOM umbrellas on them for people to sit under, stay out of the direct sunlight, and have a place to eat at. So also this year, we did this in 2020, and it was a real huge hit. A kit build by Joe Eisenberg, N0 NEB. We're going to do that Wednesday night, February 9th at 6 p.m. in the Swaps building. And we'll have more info we'll be publishing soon about what type of kit it is and more information about that. And, of course, it is the ARL National Convention this year and our 75th anniversary also. And ARL will be doing training tracks at Doubletree at SeaWorld on the 10th. So more information you can find at arrl.org/expo in reference to that. And one of the big things also is RV. We had announced that we've added more 50 amp RV connections for this year for the RVs, and we are filling up quick. I can let everybody know right now we have over 190 RVs pre-registered already, which is getting very close to our record that we've ever had before. And we had that back in 2015, actually at our last national convention we did. And the other big thing I want to talk about is volunteers. We've opened it up that we'll take volunteers from anywhere. You do not have to be local. There is a benefit to volunteering. If you volunteer for 4 hours, you do get a free Hamcation ticket. And if you have already purchased your Hamcation ticket, you can use it as just an extra ticket in a prize barrel. And we do start taking volunteers on Tuesday through Sunday. So you can volunteer Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you're in town already before Hamcation, get a free ticket and still enjoy the show Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All right. Well, that's a lot of A lot of cool stuff there, and I know a lot of people like to come and volunteer and spend some time giving back while they're enjoying Hamcation. So that's a good opportunity for them. And I have to do this because I know Joe's going to listen to this. You busted his call. It's K0NEB, but anyway. So Joe always has great kit builds and great information, so that sounds like a very, very good thing. Let's talk a little bit about travel arrangements, because we are kind of getting down to crunch time here for reserving rooms and getting the airline tickets if you're doing that and all that kind of thing, and driving in. And like you said, the RV reservations are filling up. So let's fill everybody in on all the stuff associated with travel.
All right. And biggest thing right now with COVID, if you are planning to fly, make sure you book in advance. Give yourself plenty of travel time at the airports. Make sure you don't miss your flight. A lot of airports are running 2 to 3 hours before your flight actually leaves to make sure you're there on time. As far as the hotels, we do have special rates at all the hotels listed on our website. But to get that special rate, you have to book your room by 1/8. Each hotel has a different date. Most of them are this week coming up, 1/8, 1/9, 1/10. There's a couple of them a little later in the month. But to guarantee the room rate that we've worked out, you must book your hotel by these dates that are listed on the website. So hurry up and get them booked. They do still have rooms. All of them have rooms. Even after this date, you can still book your room. If they do have rooms available, they will give you the price for it, but it is not guaranteed. So definitely check out the website and get your rooms booked.
All right. And then you said the RV reservations are filling up. And so are there any of the 50 amps still left, or are those all gone?
There is still some left, not many though. So if you do want 50 amps, make sure you go on the website and order 50 amps in the drop-down menu. We do still have some left, but they are filling up also.
Okay, very good. Well, we could talk a little bit later about some of the license exam stuff. I know you've got a cool setup ready to go for that, and some other things. But we also want to talk to Mike Banigan, KJ4UDO, the awards chairman for Orlando Hamcation. And you have an announcement to make. So, Mike, I'll give the mic to you.
Well, Dale, thank you for having us this evening. So, we're here to turn around and announce this year's award winner for the Carole Perry Educator of the Year Award. This award was established 4 years ago. Our namesake is for Carole Perry, but the highlight of the award is to turn around and recognize an individual that has been very active in promoting amateur radio or communications with our youth. And just kind of recap some of the selection criteria that we utilize is kind of, are they using creative approaches to encourage youth to pursue interest in STEM with a focus in radio? Provide youth with information on varieties of activities and operating modes that are available within amateur radio, and creative instructional approaches, hands-on activities. We want them to almost be a model, mentor for the youth too, that they have high standards and values in educating our youth, and demonstrate a personal commitment to educating youth. And I should note that this award is not primarily for teachers themselves. So it's open to anybody that is working with youth. And we have received nominations over the years of people that are both teachers and people that are not directly in the professional educators, but have been involved with youth programs and are promoting the radio communications or ham radio with that. So, and just all around strong personal, enthusiasm and try to invigorate the youth. And Neil, it's kind of neat to actually be doing this on your show this evening, because you were the award winner for last year. Just to remind folks that you were the award winner for that. So we're looking forward to having it down this year and actually presenting you with the award for that. So, but for this year, we ended up, we had a number of candidates, and we got some very strong candidates in there, which is great. And the encouraging thing about that is seeing that we do have a number of people involved with trying to get youth energized and excited about amateur radio. So that's outstanding to see that. So for this year, the award winner ended up being Dick Jilstra, PAODNF. He's from the Netherlands. So we ended up this year with an international award winner. Dick is a Dutch native, currently living in the Netherlands. He's an extra class licensee for over 40 years. He is a retired school principal, but even though he's retired, based on what I've learned about Dick, he hasn't slowed down one bit. He continues to organize exhibits in elementary schools and high schools and vocational schools over in Europe, promoting radio, the radio hobby, and inspiring students to get into the technical universities. One of the tools that's kind of neat that Dick is using to encourage youth and actually introduce radio to other organizations is through fox hunting over in Europe. And it sounds like with the fox hunting, it's quite an event over there. And of course, it's timed events. So they're, in some cases, it sounds like they're running through woods and having challenges to turn around and find that fox. So he's come up with some creative ways with that. He's continued out in other activities. He's the organizer of the International School Project, Communications Helps International Progress, CHIPS. So this is a program that involves schools in Netherlands, Belgium, France, Portugal, Hungary, Latvia, Sweden, Denmark, England, and Ukraine. And then he's also got activities where he's the Dutch representative for Vernon, the national organization for ham operators. So he's still very, very active, and we're looking forward to having Dick attend Hamcation here and being able to present the award to him as the Carole Perry Educator of the Year award. So that's so I'm excited when we saw his nomination. It sounds like he's extremely active in the state. Even with the restrictions over the last couple of years that have locked a number of activities down, he has found ways to doing outdoor fox hunting to turn around and help get youth interested in radio and continue to promote the hobby.
No, it's very cool, very cool, and I will say that as a teacher and as a former high school club sponsor, direction finding is always a lot of fun, and it's one of their favorite activities to do, and so I'm not surprised to hear that. And also, principals are immensely important to amateur radio because that's usually who decides whether the antennas go up on the roof or not.
Yes.
So those principals are very, very instrumental. And I know a few other principals that have done kind of similar things, and at least set up a station in their school. And often they can pull some strings that us teachers can't. So I'm sure he's done fabulously there, and I know all the great things with youth that are coming out of the Netherlands with Yoda and other things. So not at all surprised to hear about Dick, and want to congratulate him, and look forward to the big party here next month.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting you and Dick together, and I'm sure he's got some outstanding ideas for you to potentially incorporate into your Yoda program too. So,
yeah, that'll be great. That'll be a great discussion. Well, thanks, Mike, for letting us know about the Carole Perry Educator of the Year Award winner again this year, and best of luck with all the presentation.
Thank you very much. Again, thank you for the opportunity for making the announcement on your show here.
All right. Well, that's our interview portion, but we want to take some phone calls, and I believe we've got somebody trying to call in now. So we'll get to that and take a look at the tweets and comments and everything when we come back with Mike and Mike right after this word from ICOM America. Right here on Ham Talk Live. Didn't get everything on your holiday wish list? Now is the time to spice up your ham shack with ICOM's new ID52A handheld, now shipping. This radio is perfect for staying in or venturing out and working your favorite bands this winter season. The ID52A is now shipping. ICOM's newest handheld amateur radio is a VHF-UHF dual bander with D-Star and FM dual mode functions. This radio supports conventional FM communications and D-Star simplex, repeater, regional, and worldwide calls over the D-Star Internet Gateway. The ID52A is the first handheld amateur radio with a full-color 2.3-inch waterfall display and the ability to send photos over D-Star with a connected Android device. Other features include wideband receiver with a guaranteed range of 144 to 148 and 440 to 450 megahertz, VHF on both sides, UHF on both sides, one on each side, and dual DV mode, integrated GPS, including grid square location, a micro SD card slot, micro USB for data transfer, programming, and charging, and it's IPX7 waterproof. Happy New Year from ICOM. Visit ICOMAmerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
Join the conversation. Give us a call at 859-982-7373. Again, the number to call is 859-982-7373. Or, if you'd rather type than talk, tweet us at Ham Talk Live. Now, here's Neil Rapp with more Ham Talk Live.
Here's the snap. Rapp takes the rig. He breaks through the pileup. He's on 80. Now 40. Now 20. 15. 10. 2 meters. Touchdown. Ham Talk Live.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. We're on the air every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here at hamtalklive.com. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And it is time for your calls. And we have a caller on the line ready to go. So we will go to that right after this week's Joke of the Week.
Now it's time for the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week, the part of the show where Rick tells us a ham radio joke. The Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week is brought to you by QRM Labs. Now, here's Rick Garrett in 9 GSU with today's Ham Talk Live Joke of the Week.
Whoever said talk is cheap obviously has not been shopping for a new HF radio lately.
This has been the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week with Rick Garrett in 9 GSU. Tune in again next week for another joke from Rick.
Well, there is one way to get a cheap radio, and that's win one at Hamcation. Right, Michael?
That is true. Yes.
Well, it is time for your calls now. So if you have a question for Michael or Mike, give us a call. The number 859-982-7373. 859-982-7373. One more time, 859-982-7373, or you can tweet us at Ham Talk Live. And if you're listening to us on WTWW or on the podcast edition, you won't be able to reach us live because we're doing this on Thursday night. But joining us on the Hamcation Zoom line, we have a very special and familiar guest. Good evening. Welcome to Ham Talk Live, Carole.
Well, thank you so much. Two of my favorite people and three of my favorite people, actually. I am so excited about Hamcation 2022 for all the usual reasons. But in addition, this year's winner of the Educator of the Year award is just somebody I am so looking forward to seeing and meeting and speaking with. As a retired principal, I love the fact that he continued with his passion of working with young people in radio, and he even involves the youth with ham radio as it relates to their own communities. I love that idea. And I am just so excited to meet with him, and it's such a pleasure dealing with the Hamcation people, Michael and Mike and John and everybody who's been involved with it. I cannot wait for Hamcation this year, and to see you, of course, Neil.
Yes, it's been way too long. We keep seeing each other on these virtual things, and that's it. And so it's been way too long. So I'm looking forward to it as well, and hopefully things will die down on the COVID front too, and everything will be great. So I'm really looking forward to it. What were your, I'm putting you on the spot here since you called in. What was your reaction? What was your reaction when you heard that, we had, someone, outside of the U.S. this time?
Well, I am thrilled. Anything that honors and showcases and rewards an educator, but especially an educator in technology and radio, just is exciting, and I just cannot wait to, as I said, to meet him in person and to know that this is going on and that these people, these educators that we are showcasing, have the passion and the desire to inspire our young people to bring new technology, to be creative. It's just so exciting, and I cannot wait to meet somebody who shares that passion. And such gratitude I have for all the people who made this award possible so we can meet these individuals and hopefully inspire other educators to get involved with young people.
Yeah, we need them, that's for sure. There's no doubt. Mike, you have anything for Carole while we've got both of you together here?
I don't know. Look, Carole, look forward to seeing you in February at Hamcation there. So it's it's been a long time. I have my fingers and eyes crossed that this is all going to happen for real. So, the virtual hugs go just so far. Yeah. But Neil, I wanted to go back to your question about an international nomination.
Yeah.
I know it, even when we received the nomination, a couple of people had turned around and says, "Are we open to international nominations?" And it's kind of going, I looked back at it and said, amateur radio doesn't stop at any border. I mean, our hobby turns around and is international. And half the challenge for the operators out there is to get their international contacts. So it's kind of going, why should this award have any boundaries? So it was actually thrilled to see that. And even with Hamcation, we have a fair number of international attendees. So it's kind of going,
absolutely.
Why not have them? Why should we limit it? So
one of the things that, and I'll tell this story, one of the things that I learned from Carole very early on, was not putting the license test first. And then I get involved in Yoda, and I start talking to the people over in Europe. And one of the first discussions we had was, wow, we figured out that, you really shouldn't put the license test first. And I'm like, yeah, Carole figured that out 30 years ago. And so we kind of talked about that, now with all this online technology, we have a better ability to share those things. And so, educators and youth leaders, like myself and Carole and Dick, and, we all have this ability now to share a lot of that information that, we didn't always have a chance to do that, over HF. And so, I totally agree that, there are no borders. The radio waves do not stop at the border. So I think it's a great decision.
And if I may say, one of the basic tenets of amateur radio is outreach and international goodwill. So this makes it even more exciting that we have this outreach and the commonality of working with the young people and sharing ideas. It's just all very, very exciting.
Absolutely. Well, Carole, thank you so much for calling in and joining us tonight. Michael, I guess I should see if you have anything for Carole here before we let her go.
No, I'm good. This is good hearing from you. And one thing I did have to say about the nomination when I was reading it, when it first come in and Mike sent it out to us to take a look at it. One thing was funny. I was reading through it and I'm like, I thought I was reading Carole's bio, basically, because it was very similar for Dick of the stuff that he does over there that Carole does over here.
Yes, and in retirement, we're both doing the same things we used to do, only now we don't get paid for it. We do it as volunteers, and we love it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Carole, for coming on the show and talking about this award. And it's great to talk to you and hope to see you real soon. Thanks so much.
My pleasure. 73 and 88 to all of you.
Right. 73 and 88. Carole Perry, WB2MGP, the namesake of the Educator of the Year Award. So if you'd like to call in, we've got time for a couple more calls. It's 859-982-7373, or you can tweet us over at Ham Talk Live, and we'll actually check the tweet machine here and see if we've got anything. All right. Oh, and we've got chat going on. I'm just now opening up the chat. So we've got John in 4JTK in there, and Scott Cole is in here talking about the Super Bowl is going to be that weekend as well, and after everything is over. So, and John says he heard Scott was grilling steaks on Sunday night for Super Bowl. So, wow, I didn't know that, and I don't think he did either. So,
I think he just got voluntold.
Yeah. Voluntold, yes, I think that's what it was. So, all right. Well, if you have a question, give us a call. We'll open up the phone lines here at 859-982-7373, and you can jump in here. Let's see. We wanted to talk a little bit about the license exams, which we were just talking about that. You don't start with that with youth, but once they get to that point and they're energized and they're ready to go, then it's time to get that license. And so you've got a cool setup for license testing at Hamcation this year. So remind everybody how that works.
Right. This year we've actually partnered with hamstudy.org, and we are actually doing all electronic exams. So there's actually no paper involved. You come in, first you register on hamstudy.org. You get a PIN number, basically. You come in, you tell us that PIN, you show us the ID, we hand you a tablet, you key it in, and you start your test. Once you're done with your test, you finish, click finish. The system automatically grades it instantly, lets you know if you pass or failed. If you did pass, it will ask you if you want to go ahead and do your next element. Let's say if you're a tech, you can go ahead and do your general right there. You just click next, take your general, same thing again. When it's all done, 3 VEs basically sign off on it electronically. And then we send you an email with your CSCE in it, and you're done. It's that easy. We actually implemented this last night for the first time at our OARC meeting. Our monthly meeting was last night, and we decided to give it a test run before Hamcation to see how it does with a little less people. Usually we have 6 or 8 people test at our meetings. Well, that didn't go too well as we thought. We had 23 people show up last night for testing to implement the new system. It worked great. It was a lot easier than we thought. We started at 5:30, and within about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes, we had 23 people out the door with their license.
Yeah, it's amazing how much faster this makes it, because there's, everything has to be graded 3 times and signed 3 times and this and that. And there's so much paper shuffling going on, because I've done that way too many times to count. And it's just a lot easier when it's automatic like this. And I remember the first time I did one of those for a test session back in the day, and it was just, it was so cool. But you're always afraid to hit that submit button at the end, because it's like, do I change anything? But yeah. It's really nice to get the instant feedback, and it just speeds things up tremendously. And then, you've got more time to do other things. So, pretty cool. Well, let's talk about ticket sales. I know you've got a deadline coming up on that, or maybe we just passed it. I can't remember which, but talk a little bit about ticket sales here.
Ticket sales are actually up. Kind of shocking with everything going on with COVID. People are still buying tickets. We are up right now currently with pre-sales over 2020 show at this time. The deadline did pass. December 31st was the deadline to actually mail tickets out. So now everything will be held in will call. We will have a will call booth set up. You can actually come starting Thursday. We're going to have the will call booth set up all day Thursday, so you can come early to get your tickets if you like, before the show on Friday, so you have them in hand also. But yeah, with USPS right now is running, we're starting to notice they are running about 3 weeks from the time we mail something for somebody to receive it. With their COVID going on, lack of employees they have, winter storms up north right now. So yeah, 3 weeks is what we're realizing it's taken. So we've just pretty much cut it off to make sure tickets get to the people before they leave to come down here. A lot of our people start traveling way beforehand, taking their time coming down. So we want to make sure everybody got tickets. So as of right now, if you order your tickets online, it will be held in will call.
All right. Good to know. And then, one other thing to talk about here, prizes. You've got some pretty cool prizes, and like I said a while ago, talk is cheap if you can get one for free. So tell us a little bit about that.
It is, and right now we're still working on the prizes. But we do have DX Engineering come on as a sponsor, and Mastrant came on as a sponsor. And I do know right now their prizes are listed on the website. I think both of them are doing gift certificates, but they are listed on the website already. If you just go to the prize spot on the website, as we get prizes in, we are putting them up there. And also, again, this year, you can actually buy extra prize tickets for a donation, $5 donation, and to give you extra chance at prizes during the show.
All right, very good. Well, let me check the tweets once again and comments and everything. Make sure we haven't missed anything, but I think we're pretty well caught up here, and we've got all the talking points done. So we'll do some final comments and be on our way. So Mike, I'll let you go first. Any other stuff you want to tell us about the awards?
Congratulations to Dick on this year's award winner for the Carole Perry Educator of the Year Award, and look forward to next year. We're going to be rolling out an additional award coming out here shortly. So we'll get through Hamcation, and then we'll turn around and have to see about getting our website updated and get the start looking for nominations for next year's Carole Perry Educator of the Year Award, and looking to actually add another award to Hamcation for next year.
Oh, very good.
And again, Neil, thank you for having us on.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. Glad to have you here. And Michael, same for you. Any final comments here before we go?
Yeah, I just got two things. One, real quick, just touch on our forums. We're going to have some very good forums on Friday and Saturday. We have 4 clear span tents set up. Each one will hold roughly around 100 to 120 people in them. Some of our forums that we do have this year, Tim Duffy is going to be doing a grounding and bonding forum. Of course, check out Carole Perry's youth forum. One of the big forums that we're going to have this year, since it is the national convention, is an ARL membership forum. And it will be actually hosted by the president of ARL, Rick Roderick, and the CEO of ARL, Dave Minster. So this is your chance to go to a forum, ask questions to the 2 main men of ARL. Concerns, questions, anything like that. There'll be open forum for people to ask questions at the end of it. And of course, Neil, you're doing your Yoda forum this year to talk about Yoda for 2022 also. And the final thing I have that people keep asking about is COVID. COVID in Florida. Everybody's concerned with it. It is something to be concerned with. I think a lot of people are starting to learn now COVID isn't going to go away. It's something we got to live with. We have to learn to adapt to it, figure out ways around it. Currently in the state of Florida, there is no mandates. There is no local mandates here in Orange County where the show will be going on. So at Hamcation, we will not require masks, but Hamcation will strongly recommend masks to be worn while in the buildings. And we will have masks on hand. We have plenty of them. We'll have them at the entrances to the doors. If you would like a mask and don't have one, we can provide you one. We will have lots of hand sanitizing stations around also. But at the same time, this is what we currently recommend. As it gets closer to the show, if anything changes that, let's say if there is, we're going to mandate masks or anything like that, or any other items that's changed, we will keep up with CDC and follow all the local and state mandates if anything comes out. But currently there is nothing. And the best way to keep up on this, if you watch our website, www.hamcation.com, join our social media feeds. It's at Hamcation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And the biggest thing is if you sign up for our newsletter, if you go to hamcation.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a spot to put in your email address. And we do send out usually about monthly, but here closer, any updates for anything with the show, we will be sending out a newsletter to inform people also. So that's the best way to get information from us is by signing up there. And if anything important comes out, that's where we'll send it out to first, including putting it on the front page of the website and Twitter and Facebook. But and last two things I have. One, congratulate Dick for winning the Carole Perry Educator of the Year Award for 2022. Like Mike said, we do have a new award coming out for 2023. It's going to also be a huge award that's going to draw a lot of people for it. And the final thing, Neil, thank you for having us on the show. And I look forward to seeing you in a little over a month.
Absolutely. Really looking forward to it. One last thing, Mark in 4BCD wanted the call sign of the winner again, of Dick Fajilstra. And Mike, let's make sure we've got it here. If I can talk, PA0DFN, Papa Alpha 0 Delta Fox November. Is that right?
Correct. You do have it correct.
Okay, very good. Well, there you go, Mark. PA0DFN is our award winner for 2022. Well, guys, thanks so much for being on the show. Thanks for all of your support and everything that you do for having this big celebration and testing and trade show and all the things that are Hamcation, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, same here. Be safe, and definitely look forward to seeing everybody at Hamcation in 2022.
All right.
Very much so.
Well, okay.
See everyone at Hamcation.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to my guests, Michael Cauley, W4ORL, and Mike Banigan, KJ4UDO, and everybody out there in cyberspace for listening and calling in, and invite you back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time when Keith Schlottman, KR7RK, will be here to talk about the 1010 International Net and some of the 10-meter band openings we've been having lately. So, for a list of all of our upcoming guests, you can find that at hamtalklive.com. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7-3, 7-5, and may the good DX be yours.
Well, you came right back to my CQ call. Your readability 5 and strength 9. You never once mentioned your weather at all, and I didn't mention mine. We talked and talked.